What's up, guys? This is Chris Nola coming to you with another reading. I hope you're doing good. All right, so I think I'm going to drop two today. One will be on Kenya. This is the one we're going to do on Kenya. The other one is just a little quick one on Angel Reese and her connection with G Herbo. I said on the last video it wasn't on my bingo, my bingo card for 2024. It definitely was not. So make sure you check that reading out as well. I'm going to launch both of them today. So Kenya Moore has been allegedly indefinitely suspended from Bravo. She is saying that that's pretty much not true, that we are just running with rumors, and that she'll be there. She'll be there. So we're gonna do a quick reading on Kenya. It won't be anything too extensive, but you know, what's happening? Is she actually suspended? Because she's making it seem like my employer has not said anyone, so you guys are just running with stories. So she's trying to, pretty much just making it seem like this is just some stuff that people just, is a rumor. So let's get into it. Before I do, again, thank you for coming through. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, don't forget you can book with me at BlueNolaTarot.com. So the first question I have is just really straightforward. Has Kenya Moore been placed on a hold? Has she been suspended? Has she been placed in a position where she has become inactive with Bravo? Give me the energy around Kenya. This message is coming through. When you see the Three of Cups, this is a message of isolation. So it is a separation aspect. So there is a separation. And look at the ladies that are here. So there's been a separation from the ladies or the lady. Now that could be, wow, that just at this point is just showing there's a separation, an isolation of some sort that is happening with Kenya Moore. When you look at this message here, this talks about an isolation, becoming alone, right? This represents, separation because there's an issue. There's some gossip going on. So right now, just off the bat, pulling one message, there is showing that there is some separation of some sort that has happened with Kenya as it relates to Bravo. Okay. Now, Kenya is seeming to, give me the impression like no one has said anything. Has anyone talked to Kenya about the allegations in some form, fashion, whether it's through her rep, her own rep, whether it's through Bravo? What is like? So basically, she has in her messages, and I'm gonna just pull these because these are popping through, and I'm gonna just lay them down, and then I'll pull them up so y'all can see them. There's been some, again, based on her work environment, right? There's been something about some issue that has occurred that has been an unfortunate event. And therefore, there's been a painful, again, something about some type of collapse has happened. And there is, whether she believes it or not, or she tries to say it or not, there is some sort of an investigation about some behavior or behaviors that was on the set, right? So, or connecting. This represents some type of discipline, okay? Emperor in reverse, discipline over behavior, etc., as well as another message here around, just something that, again, a show that she's been affiliated with. This is interesting because this could show, like, we'll ask about it more deeply, but this could also show some sort of like coming to some type of, there's something here with this message about there's something that's becoming a reality. So right now, just in the next messages dealing these five, there definitely shows some form of discipline over bad behavior. There's an investigation. There's something about a crisis or something happening. I think that Bravo, based on this, is going to use kid gloves with this situation. This is talking about a search, introspection. But again, this represents seeking the truth and also to a mediation of some sort. So there may be a discussion or some discussion discussions that may come out as a result of this. So, but at the Kenny is not ignorant to something that's being said. This could have been communicated to her through someone that she is connected to, an agent, a manager, some source. Somebody could have communicated this. There's some form. She knows what's going on, bottom line. She's not just oblivious. So to say that, Bravo has made no statement, Bravo has made no public statement, but she knows that she has been put in a position where there's some form of investigation happening based on whatever this situation was that happened with the lady, Brittany Edie. Okay, so she is not ignorant of this. But I definitely feel like she's taking the approach that, that I think when you look at some of her messages, she's kind of looking at it from a perspective of she may have some wiggle room to stand on. Give me the energy around Kenya Moore. Again, Spirit. Why did she go there with this lady? Why did she search for... What's the energy around the inappropriate picture, the PORN, what's up with that? What did she do? And this is in defense of herself, something she felt attacked, and then she has another message here around. So she has 3 messages here that represent she was defending herself. There was some resentment here. There's also some confusion here. There's a lot of this. Her judgment was clouded, right? So it almost makes you feel like a person who was literally trying to use this and weaponize this picture, right? This picture that is deemed revenge, PORN, as a way to defend herself, right? In some way. And it's also here in the messages. It just, to me, when you look at this represents, it created just so much confusion. And it could be seen as what? When you see the Ace of Swords, that's a retaliation. That's a cruelty aspect, right? She also has the Five of Swords. Five of Swords could be someone who's defending themselves in some way. But this also represents someone who has some resentment towards another individual. So it almost makes you feel like she, in some way, she was doing it as a way to defend, protect herself. This was her defense mechanism to do this. She sees this lady as competition in some way, of course, but let's keep going. Give me the energy around. How does she connect towards Brittany Edie? I think that's how you say it. Eady. Why does she feel compelled to go this route with Brittany? She's saying I would never, and I did never, but it's showing in her messages that she had something to do with it. Give me the energy around. Why did she decide to do this? And again, she has the Page of Wands with the Emperor, and then she has the Tower card. Well, again, this is conflict, right? Having conflict over ideas and communication issues. This also represents personal challenge, being personally challenged. This almost makes you feel like the lady was giving Kenya and this lady was getting in like personality clashes. Also too, King is a seasoned person on the show. Sometimes when you have people, and I hate to say this because I used to be of course, casino manager. Sometimes when you have people that are seasoned, people that have been in a job a long time, they have a certain attitude or demeanor sometimes, and it's not everybody, but they can make newcomers feel unwelcome. They can take the approach that that they've been here. They can make a person feel they have a superiority over a person. This is what a lot of this comes to. So almost like how you ever heard that term that people be trying to sun people, or people be trying to play position, play a position, certain position. Sometimes seasoned people, long-term employees, can be really disruptive to the environment. That's why I really feel like Bravo needs to do a better job of rotating some of these people out, because then they won't get too comfortable in their position. They won't feel like they have the power to control other people. She even did it with Nene, even though Nene was before her. I always felt like she was using her position to keep Nene out of the franchise. At one point, even Portia and her had some words, and she was instrumental in Portia being, she was instigating. So I guess that's the best word. Kenya does a lot of instigating, and then she'll have a Karen moment and play the victim in a lot of situations. But this is when you see that Emperor again, this is about a person who, they feel like they're at a certain level and a certain, status, and they feel like they have the authority, and they want to be in control, and they want to dictate, and they want to make a person feel small. This is what this all represents here. And then she feels she'll feel threatened, and then she'll do something, and then to instigate, and then when somebody retaliates, then she'll have a Karen moment, right? This is what it talks about in the messages. But this is leading to what you call it, some stormy results, right? In terms of what happened with her and this lady. So let's keep going as it relates to Kenya. Kenya was using words like calling this lady, a prostitute, and, just going below the belt, which is, on that show, like, these ladies are literally 50-something years old, and they're doing certain things. But give me the energy around any of the, issues why Kenya had such a problem with, Brittany, and she is the high priestess. Again, high priestess is somebody who they think that they have the wisdom. They are the leader of the group, right? This is what it talks about. And again, she has a message around feeling threatened by this particular woman for some reason. Let me just keep going. Seeing her as a negative person, seeing her as someone who was also creating drama for her. When you see this Sun card in reverse, this represents, she felt that, Brittany was being disrespectful to her, challenging who she was. This also represents somebody who felt like, it was a struggle. There's a competition aspect there, as well as this message here. This talks about expectations. This all has a lot to do with female energy, competition energy, jealousy energy as well. But there is something about a resignation of isolation coming again. So we're going to keep going. So right now, to confirm, it feels like she has been told through some sort of credible source that she's been put on hold or pause, if that's the right word, while this is all taking place. And when people have issues in the workplace, they usually separate people. They're not going to separate Brittany if she wasn't the initiator, but they'll separate whoever's the initiator. That's the person they'll separate. So it does feel like a separation of some sorts has happened. It feels like she just didn't have a good connection with this lady. There's competitive energy. There's some insecurity energy. There's some jealousy energy. There's some not getting along. There's this thing going on with power and control. All right. This is what it talks about. It feels like she retaliated because she felt like she was defending herself from this particular person. Person's coming off with strong personality traits, right? Give me the energy around the lady Brittany. What's her issue towards Kenya? Give me the energy around Brittany. And she has the Ace of Wands, which shows that I guess she's a newcomer. Give me the energy around Brittany. So she's a newcomer, came in as a newbie, but also she's not innocent either. When you see this message here, this represents she was ready for Kenya and anybody with the bull crap, right? This is somebody who's going to come in. The communication may be create some tension. This talks about a person who's not going to let you play with her, son her, or anything else. Again, they have conflict aspects. She does show like she was avoiding some conflicts and trying to respect differences and agreeing to disagree. But it feels like she also, too, is poking a bear a little bit with Kenya. She has the Nine of Pentacles as well. She's not innocent. This could represent two people who could, be talking about each other behind each other's back. There's some deception going on there. There's some words that are being said. I think they both were doing it to each other, and this is why it escalated. It didn't happen in a vacuum. But this also talks about every time they got together, after the initial meeting, there's been some tension and communication and, how they're showing up to each other. She does feel like Kenya was also not being nice to her as well. That Two of Cups, that represents from the beginning, initially, not the very beginning, but she always felt that there was some issue with Kenya. Kenya had a problem with her. This is what it talks about, disagreement. It's like Kenya's not as welcoming to new people as people think, right? That's what it talks about. Page of Pentacles, treating the people like they're temporary. King of Pentacles, King of Cups, and maybe the lady is temporary. And this also too talks about cold person, bad energy, emotional manipulation. Just think about that for a second. That does happen in these environments where somebody's manipulating audiences and manipulating the cast and having to deal with their bullshit. There's a lot of energy here as well with the Tower card, and this talks about feeling like she was also too that it was a stormy situation. So it does kind of show up like she felt she was also put in a position where she was dealing with somebody who was being negative towards her. All right, so that's what that is showing up as well. I think they just simply did not get along. There was a personality clash. Kenya be coming with it, and she was coming with it too. So they both feel like they're both responsible for like the behavior, the actions, the attitude, ultimately in the thing. I can see where this lady's like, you're not about to play in my face. You're not about to disrespect me. But there's also some, this is a self-respect thing, a self-confidence thing, but this can also be a jealousy thing and an insecurity thing. So I think they had it for each other, right? So this is what it talks about. But also too, there's some energy around things being said through other people. Okay. Now, Kenya's claiming this lady pulled a GUN out on her. Give me the energy around, or somebody saying something about a GUN. Did Lady Brittany threaten Kenya with a GUN spirit? Give me the energy around Brittany. Did she actually threaten her with a GUN? Will they have that as footage? I can see where that lady was like, don't F with me. I don't play them games. I will deal with you. You will get your issue. You know how people be talking, right? I can see where she could have said, interpreted her words as such. But there's no clarity to that. She didn't literally say, I'm going to get a gun and pop. The GUN and pop. But it could be the way she interpreted it, right? That's what it talks about. There's also this moon aspect here. There's going to be some confusion around because this represents misinterpretation. And then there's another message here where she's like, I know, like she said certain things to me that made me feel like this is what she was going to or leading to. I think the lady was talking in a way that making you feel like that too. But again, I mean, proving it is a whole nother story, But there's something about the lady made it seem like, there's giving some stress to the issue. And again, this could be just where somebody said, I don't play them games. I got something for you. That doesn't mean she says she had an actual GUN. All right. There's going to be some confusion around that particular thing. Okay. So that is on that. Kenya is claiming she was going to be suing people who leaked this information. Give me the energy around that, Spirit. Kenya Moore. That will be shot. I mean, you could do it, but it just shows a lot of restrictive energy and blocked energy, right? At the end of the day, I mean, this talks about blockages. This is another thing around being hindered in some way. She can go and spend money for a lawyer, but it definitely feels like this is like a work without results. So, she gonna have to, not that she can't sue, but winning is a whole different story. And that feels like gray. Feels very gray to me. Give me the energy. Somebody wrote a bunch of questions to me on Instagram. Let me see who this was, because I did look at them, but I'm like, what does this have to do with the rain in Spain? Let me stop. Is Brittany a SEX worker like Kenya alleges? Give me the energy around Brittany. There's a lot of gossip there. This feels like lady just be taking care of business, handling business, and if she deal with somebody that got some money, and they pay for something, that's okay. Is what's her name? Marlo a prostitute? She deal with men with money. They give her money. She deal with them. They take her on dates, they entertain her, they treat her out, she treats them. No, I mean, trying to weaponize somebody dating a certain person or certain status of person who may fund your lifestyle or give you money doesn't mean that. This lady just feels like she's doing what she needs to do to survive. This is a work aspect. She's attractive. This feels like taking certain pathways. But again, even leading to that question, this is almost like, just because you date a certain person with a certain status, a certain caliber, doesn't, and they, you meet a man, he's worth billions of dollars or whatever, millions of dollars, and you date him, and he, buying you that Louis Vuitton purse, and you getting your hair done and your nails done, and he may throw you some coins and buy you a condo. That don't mean you're a prostitute. That just means you're dealing with a person. And a lot of women deal with men that's taking care of all of the expenses. Where is Kenya getting all of this info from? As I said in the reading, there's gossip going on through other sources, right? Give me the energy around. Where is Kenya getting this from? And she has a Ten of Cups. Again, through other people. When you see this Ten of Cups, this is, other people that's in the circle or in and around a circle. This talks about other people that this lady has had some connection towards. Not, this talks about hearing things, I mean, every one of us, have people that know us and could say this happened and some. It's unsubstantiated information. It's, again, there's a gossip thing going on here. So when I pulled the Three of Cups in reverse, that represents some gossip that's been going on. Does she feed information to the blogs? Give me the energy around who. Does she feed information to the blogs or to the blogs? Give me the energy around, does she feed information to the blogs? Give me the energy around Kenya. Does she talk to the blogs at all? There's a Three of Swords aspect there. Ooh, this is falling down. Then this is a message of communication around with providing some ample information. And this talks about also too, this talks about being careless. So it does give you the messages, especially with her message here. This is around somebody who could be communicating something out, Now, I'm not saying everything that she's talking about is damaging, but some things are positive, some things are considered negative, but it represents some type of, may put something out that may be positive and or negative. So, yeah, it definitely shows there could be some communication that she's sharing with. She may be sharing some information with a blog. Just somebody she's familiar with. And there's a message here around if she, something that's happening that she's not happy with, she'll discuss it. And this is how you be hearing stuff seeping out. And this talks about acting in bad faith. And she has done it before. Seven of Swords done it before. This message is about, again, another message around communication. And this talks in this message here, it talks about trying to hold back, but making bad choices. And also here, this talks about releasing information or releasing something. So it does kind of come across, if you even look further, Two of Cups is talking to people. So if you really look further, it does show a lot of messages where Kenya, there have been times that she has. But I think they all have a connection with somebody who's in, blogosphere. Let me make sure we're not running over time. Blogosphere, vlogosphere, atmosphere. Yeah. Kenya claimed Yogati told Brittany to Snapchat him her coochie, and she did. Did Brittany ever have a relationship with Yogati or a connection with Yogati? Is this true or not? Does she even know Yogati? This is why you got to watch talking to people or telling people stuff, because there is something about something that was shared that could, somebody could say that they were told this information on something that was shared. So it does almost make you feel like something that was shared that Kenya is repeating through another source, right? Something was shared. So seeking personal information, right? You got to be careful, ladies, telling people anything, even if it's in fun, because people are using and weaponizing it against you. Okay. Confirm that energy around Yogati. Does Brittany even have a connection or know him from around the way in any way? Does she know Yogati? And this is yes, right? This is a yes. This represents a communication. Okay. I'm gonna just say she feels like she knows him somehow. Did Brittany sleep with Mark Daly, Kenya's ex-husband? I feel like she could have been, there's something about secrets, but it feels like she could have been entertaining him at one point. You know, people could be flirty, friendly. There's something about going behind backs. And that could lead to problems too, right? Especially if you're talking to somebody that I know. This moon card is a secret aspect, but we already know that those represent secret. There's something about, I don't feel like they slept together. I feel like it could be like she knows him, she entertained him. I don't feel she slept with him. I just don't feel like she slept with him at all. Now, it could be like she was being, petty, messy, catty, things like that. That's what that means. Petty, messy, catty, trying to stir the pot, just like Kenya did when she was getting involved in Apollo and Phaedra's business, right? What goes around comes around. I don't see where she slept with Mark Daly. Maybe entertained Mark Daly. Maybe was being shady, Give me the energy around Mark and Kenya. Was that a real relationship? Mark and Kenya. I don't know why we talking about these people, Mark, but they have the Justice card, which could represent a contract of some sort. This is probably why that man never really liked her like that. He was never into her like that. Because when you see a Justice card, that's like representing some sort of contract. This can mean like they met each other, they had some kind of agreement, and then it quickly fell apart. I mean, he's never really liked her. World card energy in reverse. Never got to be with her on a personal level, really got to know her like that. This represents dealing with this man for personal goals. That goal could have been to have her child. That goal could have been that. But it just shows in the messages like this man never liked it, and he never had a real relationship. It feels like maybe the first few months, and then after that, the relationship, this talks about, no closure. I know they're finally getting a divorce, but it almost makes you feel like she just met somebody too quickly, and then they just, this talks about lack of planning and just met somebody too quickly, really didn't know this person, and this person didn't really never liked her. There's something about a contract, but that could just be like an agreement to, okay, we're dealing with each other. I want to, we have certain plans together, and then things get all messed up. But it does come off with contract energy, guys. Like they could have had some sort of agreement, and that agreement just fell out, just didn't get along. This man just shows up in his messages like he just never liked her. He just never liked her. He didn't like her personality. He didn't like the way she talked. He didn't like the way, this also means like he also used her as well for his own good. This talks about he was being deceptive, and there's a using of some sort. She used him, he used her, right? It's like they weren't even on the same page in terms of the relationship. This talks about for him, he just never saw the relationship. It does give you a little feel in the beginning like they did have like some form of connection, but it wasn't strong. Didn't know this man well. It feels definitely like they had some type of agreement. But again, people get together and they make agreements about what their relationship looks like, what that connection is. This man does not have any love in his cards. Did Mark really ever really love Kenya? And he has the King of Cups, the Knight of Cups, along with the Ten of Swords and the Two of Swords. This is a no. Like, he never really was in love with her. Again, this is almost like a person who also, he sees an opportunity as well. This also talks about, too, inevitably ending. They never really had a good chance. He's a sneaky person. Unresolved issues to a while. She got to think, she got tied up with the wrong person. But this is what happened. So it definitely shows up like they had some sort of agreement. He never was really in love with her. That's what it talks about. Ultimately, Spirit, what's going to happen with Kenya's position with the Real Housewives of Atlanta? Knight of Swords, unemployment. That's an unemployment aspect. With some strings attached. They'll find that she was negligent in some way. It feels like the potential for her to... Now, this is unemployment aspects, negligence, and then here... There's a message here around, again, some type of issue. Block it. A block. There's another one about separation from the team. I feel like the way they're going to try to do it is going to be like... It shows some... Like they'll try to do it in a respectful way, but it almost makes you feel like it could go south. Especially with that Justice card right there, too. Anger, frustration... discipline, delays, there's something here, showdown. So something's here, but for now, it almost makes you feel like Kenya can, her position with these people can be affected. Even if it's not today, it feels like it'll eventually be affected. Like even if they, sit down, let it play out and, say for example, next season, she's just not coming back. But it definitely shows something about going separate ways. Give me the energy around the Lady Brittany. Will she remain on the show? 5 of Swords. She's defending herself. Another message around. She's kind of also too defending herself. And that means she's also basically saying, if you don't take action, I will take action. So Bravo's almost in a pickle. Because this represents, if you don't take action, I will take action. So, for example, if they keep Kenya, knowing that Kenya did this lady's going to take action on Bravo. So, it's almost like, it makes you feel like if they don't take action on Kenya for what she's done, this lady's going to take action on them. And they're going to be in trouble, Bravo. It's here and here. And there's a payment here. So, they got to be careful with the way that they do it, because she's taking a position in here to defend, and then if they uphold Kenya for bad behavior, let me look up the definition of revenge. Hold on, I don't want to make this video too long. Where we at? Okay, let me look up the definition of revenge. But it's something about, because she used it in a retaliatory way, Kenya. She used it as a revenge. And also too, she's got a legal card here, so that means that lady could sue Bravo and Kenya. Hold on. Okay, so revealing sexually explicit images or videos of a person posted on the internet, typically in a form of sexual partner, without their consent, subject in order to cause them distress. So it's cause her distress, it's cause her embarrassment. And then they actually said, what is considered that? Basically, practice of circulating pictures of an individual in a state of undress, participating in acts such as photographs, also often circulated for personal information identifying the individual. Can you go to jail for it? It's considered a non-consensual pornography. Is used to do fear, intimidation, spreading another person's images is illegal and punishable. Yeah. This lady definitely has her messages. Like if Bravo doesn't do something, that she's going to take action. Okay. Also, too, this lady feels like she's not going to be on Bravo for years and years. She won't be a veteran either. It feels like she'll go her separate ways eventually. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. Thank you for coming through. This is the end of the road for me. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye. So, and also to Kenya, it feels like she could try to get a lawyer up with Bravo. But it definitely feels like they're going to try to play it safe. And they need to be careful because, you're dealing with like retaliation factors. And, I was sitting there watching some people defend this behavior. There's no day and time that you should be research. Even if you saw it somewhere, you shouldn't be recirculating that. It shouldn't be coming from you, right? Have some decorum about yourself. Too old for that. Peace and blessings. Take care. Bye bye.